Okay, so this is just a little review of the CReader VI by Launch Tech. It's kind of a bit of an in-between, really. It's kind of it's not quite obviously your full-blown, £2,000 snap-on diagnostic tool, but at the same time it's kind of quite a lot better than maybe a £20 code reader which you might pick up from eBay. So initial impressions are pretty good. Nice big screen. It's quite light. The back is kind of plasticky, rubbery stuff, which looks like it could take a bit of a battering. We've got a little USB slot on the bottom there for updating it when Launch release their software updates. Nice long cable here with obviously the OBD port on the end, which is good. Nothing worse than having if you've got this tiny little short cable and you're trying to work in the footwell of a car, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. Me personally, I just got it because I like kind of messing around with cars, and with electronics and things, sometimes one of these could save you a lot of time and a lot of money. You're not sort of replacing parts that don't need replacing, and it saves you getting out multimeters and all sorts of stuff. So some of the features of this: you can record, save, and play back your data. So you can plug in the machine, basically, go for a drive and record what all the sensors are doing, and then kind of analyze that at a later date, which is obviously pretty useful. You can check the lambda, the O2 sensor, the evap system. You can view live data as well, but in graph format, as well as just sort of like the figures. So that's kind of quite cool. I'm looking forward to testing that out. You can also obviously at most basic level read and clear fault codes. So and yeah, that's it. I'm just going to go and take it outside. I've got it's a Japanese car with a turbo. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a couple of features of the CReader VI. This is in the mighty Toyota Yaris. I've just created a fault code by unplugging the MAF sensor. So we're going to see if it can pick that up and then hopefully clear it. Just going to put ignition onto to live. Connect to the car. Takes a few seconds. Okay, so read codes. Should be. I checked the car before and there was no codes in there, so hopefully there's going to be something in there now. Cool. So that's a P0100 mass or volume airflow A circuit. So that's good. Let's go back and try and clear that. So erase codes. Yes, I am sure. Okay, so codes have now been cleared. So if I go back, read codes, current DTCs, the vehicle has no fault codes. Awesome. I'm going to just turn the car on now and have a look at some of the data graphing, which I think could be pretty useful in diagnosing some faults. So you've got a couple of choices. You can kind of either view all the data in kind of numerical format. So you say you've got all the coolant temperature, revs per minute, vehicle speed. Obviously I'm parked up, so it's going to be 0. Intake air temperature, math data. So I mean that's fair enough, I suppose. But it's kind of more interesting to view it graphically, like a graph. So if I just go for coolant temperature, engine RPM, that will do for now. So I'm not sure how well that's coming through on the screen, but I can see it quite well in real life. You can see there you've got the black bar is the coolant temperature, and the red one is the revs per minute. So if I just give the throttle a bit there, you can probably hear the engine rising up there, and obviously also you can see the refresh rate is pretty good actually. I mean, it's not, obviously it's only a fairly cheap tool, but I think you can choose up to we'll see how many we can do. I can do all of them. We can do all. It's going to look like absolute carnage on the graph though, I imagine. Up to 4. Again, I don't think this is coming through too well on my phone, but